It's in the game.
Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy J Dub. And for some retro gaming, Coach K basketball for Sega Genesis. And this was an exclusive. It was not on the Super Nintendo. It was only on the Sega Genesis. And it is literally one of the best sports games ever made for the Sega Genesis. It was ahead of its time. Graphics, control, sound, everything. Tweeting this out so you guys can know about it. Yo, DeFloyd, what's good, brother? I know y'all remember this. Some Coach K. Everybody named Mama remember this game, man. One of the best games ever. Sports-wise, you know. Trying to see who I'm going to be. I'll be UCLA. You remember Eddie and Charles O'Bannon? Ryan, what's good, brother? Let's see, UCLA versus some Syracuse. Yeah, last night I streamed some Sega Dreamcast. Now there's some Sega Genesis games I'm going to stream tonight. I hear you. Hey, Super Nintendo was good, man, but Sega had the exclusives, you know, outside of the Mario and stuff like that. Sega just had a lot of more mature games. Eternal Champions, you know, that was exclusive. I had that Mortal Kombat with the blood. Danny Ruiz, what's good, brother? Believe it or not, this game is literally one of the reasons we don't have college basketball and football today, because of the lawsuit started by the O'Bannon brothers. These guys were, I believe they played in the NBA for just a little while, but they were big college stars. They played on the same team as Toby Bailey back in the day, and what's the other guy? It was a couple of more people, man. There were some big names, some big college stars. They really didn't have, they really didn't have long careers, but you know, college sports was big back in the day. UCLA, North Carolina, and stuff like that. Michigan, as I remember it. So, but yeah, a class action lawsuit came by the O'Bannon brothers. They basically said, "Look, man, EA." Bam! Remember the slow motion dunks? Look at that. Put the bonus. But anyway, you know, they use our likeness. They had the numbers, the jersey numbers. The players actually looked alike. They had the stats, and they never got paid for any of that stuff. And I think because they won that lawsuit, basically the rules said that companies couldn't use players' likenesses and stuff like that, you know. So, but now I believe laws have passed and some stuff. Now the players can get paid. So now, you know, I wonder if companies are going to start back with the sports games. Sports games were bigger than the professional games back in the day. You know, all the universities, obviously, you know, every team member wanted to play as themselves or be the highest ranked and stuff like that. You know, college sports is a big business, so thought I'd play some Coach K. As I remember it, man, one of the best games. You had slow motion dunks. In the fourth quarter, you can actually break the backboard. EA was the king of sports back then, man. Joe Montana football, I have that too. Primetime football with Deion Sanders. That stuff was big. There was competition. You know, it wasn't just EA. Sega had their own, you know, sports franchises and stuff like that. You had, you know, Barkley, Shut Up and Jam, Tecmo, you know, basketball, stuff like that, football. Oh, he blocked it. Oh, he got it. He did. Alter Beast, yeah, man. Sega was the king, man. Hey, that Mickey, I got the Mickey, bro. I got all it, and all of this stuff is my original stuff when I was a kid, man. I take care of my stuff. Yeet. Yeah, you catch a guy at the right time, you throw a nice alley-oop. Look at that. Oh, I blocked it. Nice. I forgot what number was the O'Bannon brothers, but this is one of them. One, I believe, was a power forward. The other one was a small forward. Sick. What's good, brother? What's good? Playing some Coach K basketball, man, on my Sega Genesis. I know you remember this back in the day. Man, I had to be maybe... Man, I can't remember how old I was when this game came out. I'll look on the box to see when this game came out. But... yeah, but this was before we had polygons and all that stuff. NBA Live was the king of basketball. It migrated from the Celtics versus Lakers, Bull versus Blazers, NBA Showdown and stuff like that. And then it came NBA Live, and NBA Live was the king for a minute. Even when 2K came out, 2K wasn't the king instantly. DeFloyd, that's cold-blooded, bro. Man, grandma gave all your stuff away, bro. That's cold-blooded. I ain't gonna lie, man. Them garage sales, they be the shit. That's why they get all the good stuff. But there was a big rivalry between Joe Montana football, the Sega Sports games, and the EA games. And I'm not gonna lie, man, to me, Sega football, you know, the Joe Montanas and the sports talks, they were better. Even the baseball was better. That's just me. Yeah, you had the Bull versus the Celtics, Bull versus Blazers, Lakers versus Celtics as well. That was like, you know, it would be equivalent of like NBA Live 92, 93, 94. That's the equivalent. Once it got to NBA Live, the game started moving faster. Kind of like this. This game here run fast. The old ones, man, they would run slow. Those games, like, they would really move slow. Maybe tonight I'll pop something in and show you guys. Gotta get open. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, come on, brother. But again, these were the games back in the day, and you know, maybe we was blind or something, but we was like, man, look at these graphics. It looks so good, so realistic. Now you like, what the hell was I thinking? But you know, for its day, it is what it is. Yeah, yep. You right, Sick. NBA Live changed the game. 95 was the one that changed the game, man. Once PlayStation came out, NBA Live 96 was the first NBA Live on the PlayStation. They still had sprite characters on the PlayStation version, but the Sega Saturn has polygonal characters. It was 3D, so the players itself was sprites, but the court and the camera view was 3D and polygons. Hey, Dirt, you right, man. Hey, 989 used to be the shit. Now, before it was called 989, it used to be something else, some other kind of Sony, you know. Look at that dunk. Some other kind of Sony name. I forgot what it was called. It wasn't Sony Sports or nothing like that. I forgot what it was, but NBA Action? Nah, not NBA Action. That's Sega. I'm trying to think of the name of Sony's before they put together the 989 division. 989 division only came about after NFL Game Day and all the other sports kind of made a collaboration, and they said, well, shit, you know, we're competing on the big league with EA. We might as well create our own division. Appreciate that, Dirt. Hey, man, I own every single console. I still got them to this day, and that's why I'm playing them now. I started the game on Atari 2600 and ColecoVision. Now, I'm not that old, but my older brother, you know, he was a big gaming head, and so he got me into gaming. So, you know, so that's how that came about. You know, every weekend he would take us to Toys R Us and Funkoland, aka GameStop, aka EB Games, and we would go and buy some games. Put that pressure on him. Put that pressure. Yeah, man. Once Dreamcast came out, it was a whole new ball game. It was a whole new ball game. At least on the previous gens, like, you know, PlayStation 1, that in the Sega Genesis, that era. EA was kind of still the kings, but there was options out there. NBA Action was really good. They had World Series baseball that was really good. Sega, you know, I'm not gonna lie, man. Sega was that dude. Sega was that company. They wouldn't have pushed over. And I know right now, you know, people remember Sega from the Sonic and stuff like that, but Sega was a powerhouse, man. They were a powerhouse. One of the first college footballs was Bill Walsh football. I don't know if y'all remember that, but, you know, Bill Walsh. It was basically an interpretation of Madden. It was the same as Madden, but with college. But it was pretty decent. You moved to the Sega Saturn era, which I'll probably do Sega Saturn tomorrow. So if y'all stop by tomorrow, I will be doing Sega Saturn games. And we just gonna keep it pushing, man. I agree, Six. Sega was the sport. Think about it, man. They had prime time. They had Deion Sanders. They had Joe Montana. You know, Sega was that company. 2K. Once 2K dropped, the industry changed. I mean, it 2K dropped like a bomb. Whether it's NBA 2K, MLB 2K, or you know, NBA or NFL, whichever 2K, it don't matter. Visual Concepts was that company, man. Oh, he hit that three. Hey, so I still got my Sega Saturn. I got some import games on it. Oh, I got fouled. Watch this view. Watch this view. This was it. This is what EA used to do back in the day. We had a T-bar. I'm not gonna lie. I wish they go back to this. That there was something else, man. Look at that. Sega was known for being, now, believe it or not, that was console warring back then. You know, you had the Nintendo crowd, and then you had the Sega crowd. We were fanboying back then. We some old fanboys, old heads. We had all consoles, but you know, you couldn't get Sonic. Sonic was exclusive. This game here was exclusive to Sega. Sega got the exclusive deal to this game. Yeah, you got to realize the Sega Master System was their first foray into gaming. So that was their first console. But once the Sega Genesis came, it came out, I believe, a little bit cheaper, like $10 cheaper than the Super Nintendo. And it came packed in with Sonic. And that was a wrap, man. That was a wrap. Toe Jam and Earl. I mean, I got it all, brother. Eternal Champions. The blood code for Mortal Kombat. Sega was just that company, man. They didn't, they were their rivals. Nintendo was still a bigger company because of, obviously they had, the NES and the Game Boy and stuff like that. So they had been in the game a little bit longer. Yeah, the Genesis did come out a little bit before. It wasn't much though. It wasn't much before, but hey, they had Sonic, a packing game. Nintendo, their first packing game was from the NES, was the Duck Hunt in I believe Mario. Those were the packing games. But if you think about it, the Super Nintendo didn't have a packing game. That thing was $199. The Sega Genesis was $189. I remember because we had to decide. I mean, I had $200. We had $200 to our name. So, I mean, we pretty much had Sonic and we played that for about a year until we could afford some games. Now, mind you, Blockbuster and Hollywood Video and stuff like that, those were godsends. In the latter part of that generation, and leading on to the Sega Saturn, PlayStation, and stuff like that. But once PlayStation came into the game, man, they kind of, I ain't gonna lie, man, they kind of replaced Sega. Yeah, Nintendo had the Super Scope 6 gun. Sega had, I forgot what the name of their gun was. Even the Sega Master System, you could get it with a gun as well. By the way, the Sega Master System, it did okay. It came with a built-in game, kind of like, it's called Columns. It's kind of like Luminous today. That's where it derived from. A little block game, kind of like Tetris. Oh, keep that out of here, boy. But yeah, man, this is the glory days of gaming, man. I ain't gonna lie, it really is. Once Sony came on the scene with the PlayStation, I mean, it dropped like a nuke. It dropped like a bomb. I mean, that thing, it was the perfect name, PlayStation. I remember me and my brother talking about it. And that demo disc, which we couldn't, obviously, we couldn't afford any games, but the demo disc that came with it came with like 15 games. Jumping Flash, Rallycross, and a bunch of other games. Battle Reno, Toshinden, and PlayStation just kind of really dominated from there, man. Really. Sega had their own sports games, like I said. I believe it was called Showtime. No, I'm not sure. I forgot what the name of their games were back then, but Sega, they got into their sports and stuff like that. Now, here's the thing. Back then, you know how people say multiplats and the Call of Duties and stuff? Well, back then, it was about whoever had the best sports game. Sports was huge for gaming. You couldn't put out a platform without having some kind of sports on there. Either you licensed with EA or you had your own sports. Sega got really good in with their sports, and they got cocky. And they started having some issues with EA. And the rest is history. We kind of know how a lot of this stuff. But I'm not going to lie. You got NFL Game Day. That was Sony. You had college, what it was, Game Breaker. something like that. I forgot what it was called, Game Breaker or something like that. It was a college game. It was that was premium gaming, man. Yeah, man. Jumping flash, that jump jack, that yeah, with the little rabbit. The polygonal games. I mean, we never seen anything like that before. With the polygons, even NBA Live, man. Like, even though they look robotic, the motions. That was the first time we had like motion capture stuff like that. That was crazy. But that demo disc, man. Sony kind of like changed the game with that. I know a lot of guys, you know, they don't know a lot of these details, and so they see a lot of this stuff. Oh, well, Microsoft did this, or Sony did this, or Sega did this, and it's like, man, you got to know the history. A lot of these companies already did this stuff way long time ago. A lot of people don't remember Sega Channel. There was a little cartridge with a cable that you hooked up to your cable box, and you could actually have downloadable games. You can download your games and play them. People don't remember that. This was in the Sega Genesis days. Not the Dreamcast, not the Sega Saturn, but the Sega Genesis. This was the early age of online gaming. That shit was crazy. Alley-oop. I'm trying to go so I can break this backboard. Yes, Sega are some pioneers, man, in the game. You know, I know a lot of people don't really care about them now because they just do the games and the licenses and stuff, but and the thing about Sega, the only reason they were in the position that they're in the latter days is because their Japanese market, their Japanese you know, segment of their company was fighting with the America, with Sega of America was fighting with Sega of Japan on a different direction. The Sega Saturn and the Sega 32X. Sega of America wanted to have a mid-gen refresh, whereas Sega Japan wanted to come up with a new console, which is the Sega Saturn. So once that came about, I mean, the rest is history. Dreamcast, they came out there. You know, Sega got cocky. Said we don't need to let retail know that we're going to drop this console today at E3. They didn't give them any warning. You know, you got to let the retail know so they can have their shelves cleared, so they can have marketing and advertising and stuff like that. And they didn't. So EA kind of boycotted and said, okay, well, we're not going to put any of your games. A lot of the stores said we're not going to carry your products, or you're going to get very little store shelf because of that. Y'all remember Trip Hawkins? Look at this. Boom! Take that, sucker. Hey, I got the Sega Nomad. It was basically a portable Sega Genesis. I got it. I got one right, like literally right here. Thing 8 batteries. It's not a big deal today because you got rechargeable batteries. Let's see. Oh, which one, Dirk? I can't remember which one. You said the Sega Saturn. Could be, yeah, Sega Saturn. But I remember Sega Saturn dropping what on $99.99. Yo, what's good, bro? I'm just trying to break this backboard. Oh! Come on, break it. Break it. What's good? Just talking about the old gaming days, man. The good old days. Back when exclusives was a thing. Look at that. Oh, and he missed the dunk. Come on, bro. You can't miss that dunk. What are we doing? Uh-oh. Look at this. Ah, broke the backboard. Broke the backboard. Look at that. Broke the backboard. Man, we stayed up all night long talking crap. They had to fix the backboard. And it's crazy because these games had instant replay. You know, obviously instant replay now in games is the standard, but there was a time where there was no instant replay. Look at that. Oof. Alley-oop. I'm acting a donkey. Hey, I wish I could play this multiplayer now online. That'll be crazy. Why don't Sega do that? Why don't they have like put some of their games, you know, on the current gen retro game and just have it where you can play multiplayer? I think that'll be cool. Vegito, what's good, brother? Yeah, man, this was that shit. This was the game to have. He fouled me. I love the T meter. This was almost like kind of proprietary to EA with their basketball games and stuff like that. Even their football games. Come on, make that. I missed that. The Joe you know, I grew up on the Joe Montana footballs, man. Three shots. Same old, bro. Just chilling. Lincoln Clay, what's good, brother? Yeah, man. I went out to eat and stuff with the fam. Me and my daughter went out to eat, so you know, if you still want, we'll jump on that Assetto Corsa in VR, do some practice laps and stuff like that. I thought it'd be interesting, man, for a change to play some retro games, kind of chop it up and talk about gaming before this next generation come up. I'm so excited for the next generation, man. It's like I damn near can't sleep. I'm so hyped. I can't wait to play the new next generation 2K. That shit's gonna be crazy. Spider-Man's gonna be crazy. Ratchet and Clank. GT7. Lincoln, you know we gonna be on that, bro. I'm hearing the whole game is gonna be playable via VR. Can you imagine playing Gran Turismo, the whole thing in VR, racing against your friends? Man. Now with all the extra processing power and stuff like that, I mean, it's gonna be crazy. Man, we used to brag and all that stuff. Gamer O'Malley, what's good, my brother? What's good? Just playing some Coach K basketball, chopping it up with the family. This shows where all my three-pointers was made. I mean, this was literally one of the best basketball games, man. This is actually a collector's too. So if you find a copy, especially in good condition like what I have with the box, the sleeve and everything, this is my original. So I keep all my stuff in bins, and I've been having it. Eventually one day I'll pass one on to my kids. So what's some other Sega Genesis games that you guys remember playing? Like some real good ones. The old classic teams. Duke. Obviously, everybody wants to play with Duke because of Coach K. Duke and Michigan, man, that huge rivalry back in the day. Yes, I have it, man. The NCAA basketball. I got the one for the Super Nintendo. I still have it. I was just looking at it a while ago, actually. Not sure if I played the one on Nintendo 64, which I got a Nintendo 64 too. Back then you had, ESPN basketball, ESPN football, Chris Berman football. I mean, you had the licenses to so many different games. I really hate that EA kind of put a monopoly on it, because anytime you have a monopoly on something, competition is always good. J Love was good, brother. Outlaw was good. I heard Mike Wang from 2K. He talked about that. He went back over to EA for NBA Live 10. He went to work on it, and that's still one of the best EA basketball games of last gen. After NBA Live 10, that was it. It was all over. All the lives since then been trash. But Mike Wang basically said, he went to 2K. He was in 2K. He worked on the 2Ks, and then he went over to EA for NBA Live 10, made that game good, and he was thinking, I need to help these guys make a good game so we can keep the competition going. Having two really good basketball games keep pushing the other company to do better. Live had better control than 2K, but 2K had better graphics, and the animation, the motion capture was 1,000 times better than NBA Live. NBA Live stuff was janky, And so Mike Wang said that. I mean, he said that, obviously he's working on NBA 2K21 for the next gen consoles now. But that's crazy. Like, even to this day, he's saying how back in the day he used to go back and forth between the companies to help produce those basketball games, because he saw the need for there to be good sports, good games competing. Nah, Jordan versus Bird, was it? Nah, Jordan versus Bird was on the NES, brother. I believe that was, I believe that was NES. Yeah, Shut Up and Jam by Charles Barkley was on here. You had the Bull versus Blazers, Celtics versus Lakers, NBA Showtime, NBA Showdown, Run and Gun. You had, I'm just naming all the basketball games and stuff that I remember or that I have. Comic Zone, yep. Y'all remember Carnage on Super Nintendo? I'm not sure if it was on Sega Genesis, but I know they had that was the first time I seen the red cartridge. They had colored cartridges. This game here too, you could call plays if you use the certain buttons. You can set your strategy and stuff like that. This game had a lot of firsts. This was I ain't gonna say a low budget NBA Live, but this was like, in some aspect, this was bigger than NBA Live. I mean, it was like one of the only college basketball games. Yep. RoboCop versus Terminator. I remember that. You remember the gun? Got it. The Sega Genesis, man, I ain't gonna lie, they help keep gaming on the map. Nintendo did their thing too. Now, I'm not gonna lie, they were one of the kings and pioneers of gaming, but it took Sega and other companies to push them to do better, push them to the limits. Get him. He's wide open. Get out. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get that out of here. Carnage, Sega Genesis. Okay, okay. Y'all remember Toe Jam and Earl? No, y'all remember that. I mean, these some Sega exclusives, man. Sega had a whole library of like nothing but exclusives. That's why I don't understand why people are so hung up on the multiplats. When gaming started, gaming really was about the exclusives. Sega Genesis, I mean, the Sega wouldn't have been Sega without its exclusives. I mean, we're talking about Sega Genesis. We can go to Sega Saturn. I mean, we can go to, you know, the virtual racing. I mean, we can keep going. Virtual Fighter. The exclusives matter. Earthworm Jim, that's another one. I just don't understand why all of a sudden dudes are talking about exclusives ain't nothing and exclusives don't matter and they're anti-consumer. We shouldn't. Like, what the hell? When did you guys start when did you start gaming? My whole gaming career has always been about the exclusives. Yes, Dreamcast. Dreamcast had literally some of the best games. They would get even if it was third party, they would get the exclusive third party rights. People forget that, man. Like, geez, come on, man. Competition. Crazy Taxi, that's another one. Sega Rally, that was another one. Huge game. These were huge games, and these were good quality games. This was none of that filler stuff. This was good quality games. Read the key. Oh man, they got that D on me. Pause. I agree. Sega ended up they had no choice but to have more exclusive than Nintendo because they didn't have the muscle and the connections that Nintendo had. Nintendo had, you know, all the Konamis. People don't forget about that because Nintendo they became such a big juggernaut in the industry after the NES. Not gonna lie, man, they kind of went uncontested in the NES era. Sega Master System was okay, but I mean, it was nothing compared to the following generation. Sega got cocky. They started a great marketing deal with the Blast processor, with Sonic. You know, they just competed, and that's what gaming needs. Gaming needs competition. Now, we know Nintendo moved along and they're doing their own thing. You know, they don't really want to compete like that. And that's fine for them, but on the higher echelon of gaming, look at that. Oof, alley. Check that instant replay out. See, I don't remember this. You can put the camera on whatever player you want. I'll put the camera on my guy right here. Yeah, I got slow motion dunks on. Yep, Power Stone. You know, Sega did a lot for gaming, man. Damn near more so than Sony, up to a certain era. Look at that. Ugh. I used to like with the NBA Lives, all the like your celebrity players like Barkley, Sean Kemp, you know, Jordan, you know, all of those players used to have their signature moves. Barkley would have the monster dunk. Kemp would have his, you know, his special dunk. That stuff there was, you know, that's what gaming was about, man. I love that. Duke with Bobby Hurley and the rest of those guys, you know. Well, Sega CD kind of changed the game too. It was the first time we were introduced to full motion video. It was games like Night Trap, Fahrenheit. What other Sega CD? The sound, the audio was better. Like when you played WWF games, like the Raw, WrestleMania and stuff like that. The games, you know, they had a little bit better color, and the sound was a lot better with stereo. Yeah, so Sega, man, they brought a lot of innovations to the gaming thing. I'm gonna lie, Sega plays such a huge and vital role in gaming. I don't think gaming would be what it is today without them. I know a lot of people like to credit Microsoft with the whole online, online thing, but they weren't the first to do it. They were the first to get it right, which is fine. They deserve the credit for that. Sega was a little bit ahead of its time. Yeah, I got N64. I got No Mercy. I got WCW versus NWO. WCW versus the World, or one of the games. I mean, I got all that stuff. WCW Mayhem. WrestleMania, the arcade game, which I love that. I'm not gonna lie though, I chose Sega Genesis over Super Nintendo. I'm a Sega guy. That's where I would put my hat in the ring at. And I did back in the day. I did. By chance, I bought a Sega over Super Nintendo because it was $10 cheaper. And that's all I could afford because I didn't have the tax. So with the tax, with the $10 difference, I was only able to get Sega Genesis. So that's how that came about. Then I think one of my first games, obviously, was Sonic. Then when I got another one, it was Super Hang-On. And, again, exclusive. What's good races besides Gran Turismo? We had Tokyo Extreme Racing. We had Sony Racers. Ridge Racer, obviously. Ridge Racer is more Sony than Gran Turismo. Believe it or not. When you think of PlayStation, you always have to think of Ridge Racer, because that happened before the Gran Turismos. It's Ridge Racer is synonymous with Sony. I do have a Sega Mini. No, I have a Sega Genesis original. You know, the one with the little red strip with the volume knob that goes up and down. I got that one. I got the Sega 2, the little square one with the 2K with the 2K stuff, or the Sega Sports. I also have Sega 3. That's what I'm playing this on too. The little small compact Sega Genesis. I have a 32X2. Never been open. Brand new in the box. It's sitting right over there in my bins. Now the thing about that, right, is that was a mid-gen peripheral upgrade that gave you better sound, a little bit better graphics, a little bit better frame rates, but a lot of the developers didn't take advantage of that hardware. It was kind of a problem to hook up because you had the Sega Genesis had its own power supply, the 32X has its own power supply, and you guys know a wall outlet, right? You got the TV. Even if you use an extension cord, those big power blocks, it's kind of funky on how you're going to plug it in. So that kind of became a problem back in the day. You had to kind of use two extension cords together. I got it because the cool factor, and by the time I got it, man, Sega Genesis was like $60. You know, it was selling for like 60 something bucks. So yeah, that's how I ended up buying that. I didn't buy it early on because, you know, it was like the last year or year and a half of Sega Genesis lifespan when that came out. And you know, they bundle it for Christmas time and stuff like that. I do miss those days where when the next generation comes, the prices of the previous generation will go down to like $99, $79. They just don't do that anymore. PlayStation 2 was the last generation where they did that. I think the cheapest consoles go down to now is like $189, $179. And then after that, that's a wrap. They just discontinue them. They don't even make them anymore. And so we'll never be playing a Xbox One or a PlayStation 4 for like $89. That just, you know, that just won't happen no more. Then again, you know, when they were able to move the prices down to $59, $69, I mean, look, you didn't have a CD-ROM, you didn't have a Blu-ray player, you didn't have all the expensive stuff that would add up. So they could do it. It was nothing but a bunch of plastic, and you know, the chips got miniaturized. So let alone once emulation type stuff came out. Got a 3DO too, my brother, and a TurboGrafx 16. So my goal is this weekend, next weekend, is to do nothing but retro gaming. So I'm gonna go step by step, man, and we're just gonna go through. 3DO will always be known for Gex. It'll always be known for Need for Speed. That's where the original Need for Speed surfaced. That was the best. Like, that's what it was designed for. Now you had your Panasonic 3DO, you had your Gold Star. You know, they what do you call it? They licensed the 3DO out, so different companies can make a 3DO. You had some cheaper brands like Gold Star and stuff like that. Look at that. Oof, Allie. TurboGrafx 16 was a competition, man, to the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. The problem is it was too expensive. It was $200. I want to say $205, $210. In back in it, like I said, you know, the Sega Genesis was. What was the Sega Genesis? Was it the? No. Okay, so. It was the SNES, the Genesis, the TurboGrafx 16. Sega Genesis was like $189 brand new. The Super Nintendo was $199 brand new. And TurboGrafx was like $10 more than that. And back then, no, I didn't have the Turbo CD. That stuff back then was like $299, $249 just for that. Just for that, yeah, you know, I couldn't afford that. I have played some games on it. I have, you know, at some conventions and stuff, but yeah. And I'm not really interested in collecting that. Keith Courage is, you know, that's what Bonk's Adventure. That's what. You know, the NEC TurboGrafx 16 was known for. Believe it or not, I still have Street Fighter 2. I have it basically brand new on the TurboGrafx 16. I think I'll be posting some screenshots, some pictures and stuff of it all the time. I got a Neo Geo. I still got my original one, man. I got Samurai Showdown, Fatal Fury, and a couple other games. This Heroes game, this wrestling game. Yeah. My Atari Jaguar, that's still one of my most prized possessions. I got Alien vs. Predator, Bruce Lee Dragon. I got a couple of more games for it, but I really wanted that console to really take off, man, but the devs, they didn't want to put the work in to do it. A lot of those consoles back then, man, they would develop those consoles in like a year and drop it and drop it. It's like, hey, we started working on this console last year. It's coming out this E3 or this trade show, and they would drop it. And those consoles would be $299, $399, $499, shit, even $599. And they would sell not a lot, but they would sell quite a few. And they would market it as a computer entertainment system. So when parents would buy that stuff, it's like, it's a computer. They would have, CDs where you put in there. It's like a learning program and stuff. The 3DO did it. A couple other, consoles did it. But, obviously only rich folks could afford that stuff. The rest of us was busy playing the 16-bit, the cheap stuff. $100 systems, $200 systems. And, he broke the backboard on me. Dang. Fighting Force, yep. Once Sony got into the gaming foray, they changed the game, bro. They changed the game. I kind of think they took Sega's model, where it's like, okay, well, we're gonna make our own games to kind of push, but we'll also allow, try to build up this relationship with EA as well. Once the relationship between Sega and EA soured, that was a wrap for Sega. People don't believe, but EA played a huge role in the gaming market back then. EA made everything. I mean, not just sports games. They had like everything. I forgot this helicopter game they used to make. But that was the shit. Golf. They all the sports, baseball. They just did everything. Neo Geo was good because you could actually, it had a little memory card. For those of you guys that used to have one, you could save your characters and profiles and customizations to that card and take it to the arcade, slide it in and play on arcade. It was the same exact arcade port. It was the exact same game. So you got the same colors, the same graphics, everything. That's why it was so expensive too. I think that thing dropped at like $5.99. And those damn cartridges are so big, but the MVS cartridges at the arcade was like literally the same size. Look at that. Alley-oop. Neo Geo was superior to any console for its day because of the amount of memory and capacity it held. So it had the most memory. So with that memory, they had better colors, better graphics, better sound. 16-bit, 32-bit sound. It was just superior. It was arcade. Power G was good, my brother. Oh no. Oh shoot. Hey, Metal Slug, man. I don't have that for Neo Geo. I want it, but right now those things on eBay are going for like $6,000 for that game. Yes, $6,000. Sega Genesis, the Atari Jaguar, they got back into gaming, Atari, with the Jaguar. and basically it had two 32-bit processors called Tom and Jerry, I believe, or something like that. I'm just trying to remember the history of it. So technically it wasn't a 64-bit system, it was just two 32-bit. You know, one chip was for sound, one was for audio. I mean, one for sound with, you know, all the audio, and the other was for graphics. The system could have been a powerhouse. The best game for it was Alien vs. Predator. That was the flagship. Doom. You know, it's again, without the developers getting behind it and programming some good software, you know, it was bound to fail. And then they just kept dropping the prices, you know, dropping the prices. The problem is Sega had our PlayStation, Sony PlayStation had already been announced. So people was kind of just sitting around waiting for that. Oh, he followed me. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I got Double Dragon on Jaguar. Crap. Wasn't really that good, man. I have it. But again, I mean, we're talking, you know how old that system is? Pinch the game with that. Man. Hey, Seuss, what's good, brother? Yeah, I thought I'll do some Coach K basketball. Talk a little bit about history of gaming and stuff like that. Yesterday, if you guys go to my channel, I did Sega Dreamcast. So I did Ready to Rumble, NBA 2K2, NCAA 2K2, the World Series Baseball 2K2, stuff like that. Yo, Ryan, what's good, bro? Just sitting here chopping it up on some gaming stuff. Well, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here, guys. I did about an hour stream with this stuff. I'm gonna let you guys go. See you guys out on Twitter, in the Twitter world. Just thought I'd chop it up, man. Play some Coach K basketball, bring back some memories, talk about gaming, talk about exclusives and why exclusives are important. All throughout history, they have always defined consoles. They've always break a console. We got to keep that tradition alive, man. We can't let companies come in and try to just worry about the money, but give us trash for gaming. We got to realize we're gamers, and if we want to continue to have these exclusives and giving you a reason to go out and invest into $500-$600 consoles, we need that. We got to tell these companies, show me why should I buy your console over the other one. So yeah, man. At the end of the day, it's all about the games. Thank y'all for dropping by. Sick. Top Dog, Paul G, Ryan, all you guys. Appreciate you guys for all your support and everything.